To me, Caleb, that early on you just couldn't find your swing.
Yeah, it was a tough adjustment. Come to the big leagues and you're facing guys that you have never faced before, and they're the best in the world. And when you don't feel good mechanically, you start really trying to change things to try and get back on track. And before you know it, you're doing things that didn't get you here. And so we've tried our hardest to get back to those things.
Well, speaking about getting here, I think back at the numbers you were putting up in AA ball. You know, before you came here, 22 home runs, 97 RBIs. Have you kind of gone back to that swing right now?
I think so. Jim Presley and I, we talked about it, and I really wasn't getting into my lower half and using that quite a bit. Being able to stay taller, down through the ball, trying to create some backspin instead of trying to create it by some movements with my hips. So we're trying to get down on the ball and force some backspin.
When you talk about using your lower half, what exactly do you mean by that?
For me, my lower half, when I first got up here, I was more of just kind of a stride and lean guy, which is not what I've ever done before. When I was having a good year in AA, I was kind of a leg kick, which was more of a load and separate. So instead of leaning and pushing off like this, what would happen is I would lean and push off, and then my first movement would be this way. So when this front elbow goes up, the bat head drops, and now you're working under the ball.
And you foul off a lot of your good pitches.
You're going to foul off pitches right down the middle.
And miss them. Very tough to adjust to.
And you go back to the dugout wondering, how did you miss that?
I notice you have a slightly open stance, you know, where the front foot is just a little bit behind your back foot as you look at. Does that help you to see the ball better?
It does. It opens me up a little bit, helps my right eye to kind of see the pitcher a little bit better. Otherwise, I feel like I get a little bit closed off. And it helps that with my leg kick, when I feel like I am dead straight and I do the leg kick, sometimes I'll close it off, coming a little bit inside. And I don't want to give up the inside part of the plate here, because once I close off, it'll be harder to rotate and get the barrel to the inside pitch. Whereas when you're even, it's just a nice fluid motion down to the ball.
After going through a streak like you've been through, like you're really starting to hit the ball well, making good solid contact, what's the difference in the feeling you have now as opposed to the feeling you had when you were struggling? I mean, is there something definite? Your weight shift, you know, your rhythm, your timing, what has changed?
You can feel a lot. I'm a very feel-oriented player, and I feel a lot. Even the feeling of the bat in my fingertips, the grip, the way that I can feel the bat in my hands, the tension that I feel, the weight transfer, the softness of my foot, I can feel it. Good front elbow downward action instead of upward action. I can feel all those when things are going right. So I guess the struggle is to try and feel those type of things every day. And so when you know you don't feel those, that's when you know you're struggling. And normally those things are byproducts of bad timing and all this stuff, which makes everything kind of go back to that.
One last question. All of these guys that you're seeing now are guys that you haven't seen in the past, but you're adjusting so much quicker to them now. What do you see about the new pitchers that you're facing that is really, you're kind of like putting it off to the side now? Okay, I haven't seen him before, but I'm seeing the ball out of his hand.
That's where confidence and timing comes into play. Once you have a little bit of confidence, it breeds more confidence. And you know about that. And you go up there and now you know I'm going to get a hit. And when you think that way, sometimes you leave all of the mechanics behind and it actually helps you. And you just go out and let your natural ability take over. And I think that's what happened a little bit.
Yeah.
Now you still have to go in and work your butt off. But I'm a little more confident now. And so it's amazing what a little swagger, I guess we call it, will do for you and your confidence.
Well, it's been fun watching the streak. 5 games in a row, a home run in each game. Let's start another streak next time.
Let's do it.
All right, brother. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right.